So, this is a bit of a different video, but I can tell you 100% this is going to be the most valuable video I've ever made. I put a ton of time into making this, and if procrastination is a really big problem you're facing, I'm going to solve it within this video. These aren't the generic methods that people tell you in every single self-improvement YouTube video. These are proven to work, and I guarantee you can come out of this video knowing exactly how to kill your procrastination within a day. Like, I'm talking as soon as you go to bed tonight, you're not going to be procrastinating anymore. You're going to be able to sit down and focus and work. And I just want to say this is not going to have any edits, and if you're one of these people that only watches my videos because I have some editing in them, like, you know, you got the subtitles, you got the b-roll, click off right now. And like it says on the screen, this is a mechanically fast method of destroying procrastination. This is not some like 3-month protocol that you're going to go on. This is literally today. You're going to stop procrastinating by today, and I guarantee it, because the same thing happened to me. And if you still don't believe me that this works, you can read this, you know, authority built, now you trust me, now I can move on. See, I was the king of procrastination. And I actually did some scientific calculations in this. I spent 105 days procrastinating with video games. If you look at my GTA hours, that is 105 days spent in GTA, and all of this time was me procrastinating. This wasn't me actually enjoying myself, this was me trying to avoid work. And I finally figured out a bulletproof system anyone can replicate to cure procrastination. Like I said at the start, I want this to give you full attention. No checking the comments, no looking at the weird sidebar thing on YouTube, no having multiple tabs open. I want you to put your full attention on this, because this is going to save years of your life. I'm not joking when I say that. This isn't me trying to just keep up their attention, because I don't care. Because I know the people that actually want to improve will watch this all the way through. Well, I don't want to waste any more of your time. I'm just going to get straight into the course and show you how you can quit procrastination. Okay? So in this course, I'm going to go over why you procrastinate, the purifier method of curing procrastination. So after today, you don't procrastinate, you're able to take action on anything you want. And also how you can put discipline on God mode, so you can work for much longer, beat your competition, but most importantly, reach all of your goals faster than ever. Whatever it is, if you want to build an aesthetic body, whether it's you want to build a business, whether it's you want to get good grades, whatever goal you have, you can achieve it. So the first section is all about why you procrastinate, and why self-improvement YouTube videos, the normal ones you see on your homepage, do not work for you, why they do not cure your procrastination. Now, just to clear things up, you may not even know what procrastination is. What even is procrastination? It's a weird word. What does it even mean? Well, if we look at the Google definition, procrastination is the action of delaying or postponing something, like an action or an event you want to do. So think to anything you delay in life, whether that's the gym, whether that's your work. So this is the usual definition of what procrastination is. And chances are you procrastinate much more than you realize. But I believe this definition is very vague, and it doesn't really allow us to see what procrastination is. This is my definition. This is yours truly of what procrastination is. Procrastination is the mind analyzing a behavior to see if it's worth doing. The mind finds a negative emotion in the behavior, making the procrastination process begin. Now you're probably sitting there wondering, what the hell is this kid on about? What does any of this mean? Well, let me just explain. Basically, whenever you want to do an action or a behavior, whether it's you working, whether it's you going to the gym, your mind is always going to analyze whatever behavior you're doing. And the reason why it does this is because your brain naturally wants to conserve all the energy possible. And the thing you need to realize is humans always take the path of least resistance. We always want the easy route to things. You see all these people who want to make 10k per month online in 1 month. In 30 days, they want an aesthetic body like tomorrow. And when your mind is analyzing this behavior, it finds a negative emotion related to it. So let's just use this as an example. You got the gym. Your mind is going to analyze this behavior, and it's going to realize that the gym is painful. And because the mind sees it as painful, we're not going to do the action. It means we're going to procrastinate, because obviously our mind doesn't want to do it. It's painful, it's difficult, right? Remember, humans want to take the path of least resistance. So for most of us, that is literally the reason why we procrastinate, because there's a negative emotion tied to the behavior. And just to show you this in more detail, we can have a look at this example that I've carefully presented on the screen. So let's say, for example, Bob, he wants to go to the gym. Bob puts his gym clothes on, and he's ready to go to the gym. He's ready to walk to the gym. Well, before Bob can do anything, his mind is already analyzing the behavior. It's already analyzing to see if it's difficult, if it's easy. What do I get out of it? Am I going to waste energy doing this? And once the mind finishes analyzing the behavior, it can go into two options. You can either go to a positive feeling, or you can go to a negative feeling. And for you watching this, it's probably going to go to a negative feeling. Well, sadly for Bob, there's a negative feeling surrounding the gym. It's painful. He views the gym as painful, and it's difficult. It's strenuous. He doesn't want to do it. And as the mind sees that the gym is very negative, that's when it starts to procrastinate, because it's kind of like this safety mechanism for the brain. Your brain always wants to be in comfort. It wants to be safe, right? So when you have like a really hard task that you want to do, your brain is naturally going to procrastinate, because that's what we're designed to do, right? And what most people don't realize is when you procrastinate, you learn the behavior, and whenever it goes to do it again, you can use the past experience of what it was like to go to the gym, right? So sadly for Bob, he's going to be stuck in a procrastination cycle whether he likes it or not, because his mind has learned that the behavior has a negative feeling around it, so it's not really going to want to do it again. But the same is also for if you have a positive feeling. So let's say someone who's consistent with going to the gym, they have a positive connotation with the gym. They like going, they want to see more muscle, right? They want to get an aesthetic body. They don't really view it as painful. They don't really see it as strenuous. So when they have the behavior analysis, they're going to get a positive feeling, meaning they're going to take action, and that means their brain is going to learn that the gym is a positive action. And I really want you to think about this for a second, because the thing is, procrastination is just caused by a negative emotion. There's a negative emotion that is interrupting the behavior, right? So this could be fear of failure, this could be judgment, this can be anxiety, or feeling the pain of the action of the behavior. This could be judgment from other people or from themselves, right? Just know that whatever you're procrastinating on right now, whether it's multiple things, is because there's a negative emotion that is connected to that behavior, right? So now I'm going to move on how we can stop procrastinating, or better, how do we stop these negative emotions that are connected to these behaviors? How can we stop them? Can I get a drum roll, please? The only way of being able to solve my procrastination is by changing my belief systems, because what you have to realize is that every single belief you have right now that are related to a behavior is all wrong. You've been conditioned by other people, but maybe by content you've consumed, or maybe by your past experience or trauma, to say that the behavior you want to do is bad, and that has caused you to have negative emotions connected to that behavior. So really what we have to do is just factory reset our minds to basically get rid of these belief systems, because they are all bad. They're all wrong. And if we can get rid of these, we can get rid of the negative emotion, and that means you can stop procrastinating. And the thing is, your mind is always going to act rationally, because the mind is trained to observe situations for survival and primitive instincts. Every single time you procrastinate and you experience a negative emotion, it's simply because your mind is trying to protect you. It's trying to stay in the comfort zone, right? It's trying to have the best chances of survival. And what it does is it uses past experiences to analyze the current event. So if you've done the behavior before and you've maybe failed, then you're going to procrastinate. If you've done the behavior before and maybe you did it and you find it really painful at the end, you're going to procrastinate. It's always going to use the past experiences of doing that behavior to see if the behavior is worth doing. That means the negative emotion that is causing you to procrastinate is so much more exaggerated than the reality. I forgot the quote what it was, but I remember a philosopher saying people suffer more in imagination than in reality. It was something like that. And that is just so true, because we are constantly overthinking about things, right? This is exactly why going to the gym feels like getting hit by a car. This is exactly why studying feels like getting hit with a sledgehammer across the face. Obviously, it's not painful at all. It's just because of your belief. And what we need to do is rewire our mind to think that hard work is easy, because it is. The brain is trying to trick you into thinking that the work is really hard because we're trying to opt for the most survival. But in reality, the work is so easy, it's actually insane. And this is so true, because the things we used to procrastinate with, like video games, scrolling, take up the same amount of energy as working hard on our purpose. Because if you've ever played like those really competitive games like Overwatch or something like that, or CSGO, Valorant, they take up so much cognitive energy, it's actually insane. And like I said, the video games that are competitive take up lots of energy, probably more than sitting down and working. Probably expect us to work harder on our purpose because we're not wasting as much energy, but it just does not work like that. But how do we actually change our beliefs to favor the work instead of procrastinating on it? Well, this is the next part of the course, and this is by far the most important part, because now we're going to be going over how you can rewire your mind to change your belief systems, to get rid of the negative emotions that are connected to the behavior, so you can stop procrastinating and finally just be disciplined and work hard, okay? So the first method that really worked well for me to basically stop procrastinating and change my belief systems is basically by using goal contingencies. Because goals are nice, but if you can't get rid of the resistance in the work, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Like, bro, you're going with a 50 caliber sniper rifle. And goal contingencies can be used to trick your mind into seeing no resistance at all related to the behavior. So I used to use this so often when I just found myself procrastinating and I couldn't work hard. And some examples of this that you can use right now is simply by just saying like, let's just study for 5 minutes and then we can do what we want. We set like a really small task that we have to do, and we say after we've done it, we can just relax, we can do what we want, we can go and play video games. When we do one set of bicep curls, we can go home, we can go back home and, I don't know, do some other stuff. But the trick is, as soon as you finish, you need to set the same goal again. So after you've studied for 5 minutes and you've done it, set another timer for 5 minutes and do the exact same thing. And what this is doing is slowly training your brain to think that the work is not hard and it's actually pretty easy. Because if we can keep on doing the repetitions, we're going to start building the habit, and that means it's going to be so much easier to start and actually maintain doing the work. How this cures procrastination? Well, goal contingencies aren't really a method of productivity. Instead, it's just a way to gradually change our beliefs and banish the negative emotions stopping us from working. Every time you do this, you're changing fear into desire. Every time you do this, you're changing imposter syndrome into confidence. Every single time you do this, you're changing pain into comfort. That is the only goal of goal contingencies. It's not really to be productive, it's just to change our beliefs to actually favour the work instead of procrastination. And this is the gradual framework that I've kind of came up with. So the next time you work, don't think about the long hours, don't think about the negative emotions, just say I'll do it for 5 minutes. I'm going to study for 5 minutes. I'm going to go to the gym for 5 minutes. Once that 5 minutes is over, you realize that it is not painful at all. So your mind gets rid of the negative emotion and favors the work more than actually procrastinating. And all of a sudden, you're in a positive feedback loop and you're doing a task for hours. And trust me, this works because I've literally done this exact thing, and this is the only thing that worked for me. So yeah, that's the first method of solving procrastination. It's simply just to use goal contingencies. Say you're going to do like 5 minutes of work, and then every single time that 5 minutes ends, you're going to do more work. You're going to keep on doing the same cycle over and over again until your mind gets so used to the work, it gets rid of that negative emotion. And to basically make this so much easier, what you can do is increase the desire. This is the second method of solving procrastination. So another way we can reduce procrastination is simply increasing the desire of whatever we want to do. Because the thing is, when we do this, when we increase the desire, it eventually outweighs the resistance stopping us from working. So imagine you want to go to the gym, but you're scared of the pain, and that's the negative emotion stopping you from working. Well, if we literally just increase the desire, so I really want an aesthetic body, I really want to achieve this goal because of all the benefits that will give me, and then eventually that will outweigh the pain of going to the gym, and eventually you'll just go because there's literally no reason not to. You've got all these benefits that just completely outweigh the negatives. And there's a couple of prompts that I've put on screen that you can just copy. You can ask yourself to increase the desire. You're going to ask yourself, why should you even work on a goal? Why is the goal important to you? What are you going to get out of it? Are you going to get financial freedom? Are you going to get a body that you actually like? Is the goal even important to you? If the goal wasn't in your life, would your life change? Would it get better? Would it get worse? Come up with a strong reason to not procrastinate, then your brain will develop a positive feeling around it, and that will allow you to work harder. You will not procrastinate anymore simply because the desire outweighs the resistance stopping you from working. So basically what we can do is cut out the process of procrastination by cutting out the coping mechanisms. If we literally just make these habits hard to reach, we'll be more likely to do the work instead of the bad habits, because remember, like I said before, humans are designed to take the path of least resistance. We always want the easy path. And when you make these coping mechanisms that you procrastinate with harder to reach than actually doing the work, you're going to be more likely to do the work instead. And if you procrastinate with things like YouTube, scrolling, Instagram and stuff like that, I'm going to leave a link in the description to all the website blockers I use. They'll basically just stop you from mindlessly scrolling and just getting hooked onto these things. And when you do this, this will really allow you to work hard. It will really allow you to just not really cope with these random things, so you can actually do the work instead. We're getting towards the end now, and what I wanted to do is leave you with a couple of action steps that basically just make it really easy to understand. Okay, so what I'm going to suggest is you use the 3 methods I've gone on in this course that will basically stop you from procrastinating. First method was to try the goal contingency method to slowly change your beliefs and destroy the negative emotions causing you to procrastinate. And the second method is to increase the desire of your work, up the importance so it outweighs the resistance or the negative feeling stopping you from working. And also just get the website blockers below. Guarantee if you do these 3 action steps, you will not procrastinate anymore. I guarantee if you do that, you can do this all today. and you will not procrastinate. And I just want to say, if you're really struggling with quitting procrastination, you want to become insanely disciplined, you want to get those 4 hours of flow state work blocks, I'm going to leave a link to my coaching below. And this isn't some random discipline coaching where you'll be disciplined for 4 weeks and as soon as the coaching ends, you'll be undisciplined, you'll go straight back to procrastination. I'm going to make sure you do not procrastinate and you become disciplined for the rest of your life. So check the coaching out if you want. I hope you've really enjoyed this course, and I really hope you do the action steps so you can quit procrastination and finally be disciplined, so you can work hard on your purpose and finally reach your goals. Okay, so goodbye, have a nice day. You're going to Elbow in the face again. Goodbye.